Alright guys, we're back. Yes, after several months. Yes, last time I played this game was back in December. And we're in May. Yeah, well, at the end of May. So yeah, it's been a while, almost 6 months since I played this game. Do I remember anything of what happened before? Not really. A little. I did went over what I did before, so I have an idea of what could have happened. Setsuna and Karen were having a discussion about genetics, basically. That was most of it, of what I can remember. And right now, I don't know what's going on. So I guess we'll just continue. Yes, 5 months later, we're continuing this game. Okay, what's your name? I guess I'm thinking, right?
バカにしてんのか。あなたの名前は何ですかだろ。
No, answer in English.
お
Oh, I mean,
My name is Karen.
oh, okay, so yeah, we were studying. That's what we were doing. What a crappy pronunciation again.
はなんつった
I said, what a crap. Your pronunciation is crap once more from the top.
絶対違うだろ長さ的に。
Again?
My name is Karen.
Actually, that was actually pretty good. Okay, so I get it. So we're speaking in English. I'm already speaking in English, so... hi Karen. Have we met? Huh?
ああもうやめだやめ。つか妙にテンション高くて決めんだよ。
She's the one who asked to practice English with her on the way. By the way, you have a really pretty name.
なんなんだよ急に。おだてて取り入ろうったってそうはいかねえぞ。
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, to tell you the truth. No, I mean, when you pronounce it in an English accent, it sounds like you could actually be non-Japanese.
そうかんなこと言われたの初めてだぞ。
Really? Okay. Maybe your parents gave it to you so you could still use it if you go abroad someday.
あのクソ親父がか島を出ることさえ反対してんだぞ。ありえねえよ。
Then maybe your mom.
あ
Whoops. Whoa, where do we feel the sunset? Look how red the sky is. Yeah. I put my foot in my mouth. Karen has been struggling quietly. I mean, strangely quietly ever since she said that she'd been abandoned by her family. Feeling I'm anxious about her going home on her own like this, I tag along with her, but
いいよ気を使わなくて。
I ended up getting her all depressed.
そうだな。あのお袋ならそういうこと考えててもおかしくねえな。
It's been a while, so I don't remember much of what's happened. I'm thinking of the day when Karen would leave the island so that she could make it into a foreign land.
いつも忙しそうに島中駆け回っててさ、ほとんど家にいねえ人だった。だから小さな頃から家事は私の仕事だったんだ。
Understood.
でもさ、たまに帰ってきても全然褒めてくれねえんだ。そんなことよりももっと大きな何かをしろって。で、最後はいい年して家出だろ。ぶっちゃけ母親失格だよ。
Despite the words she's using to describe her own mother, there's no trace of anger or resentment in her tone. Rather, I sense something akin to admiration.
ま、わからなくもねえんだ。
As a part of the generation before Karen, she must have been bound by even stricter traditions and social conventions. The thought were clamped down upon, the harder we fight back. But I'm sure that's not the real reason.
多分お袋にとってこの島は小さすぎたんだ。
Perhaps. That's all there is to it. Once we learn how wide the world is, no one can resist leaping out into it. We humans can't curb our curiosity.
そうだよ。この島はさ、小さすぎんだよ。
That doesn't change with the times, which is why the cycle is repeating.
だから、私はこの島を出る。
But Karen, aren't we as individuals all far tinier than this little island? You were hurt when your mom abandoned you, weren't you? If you run from this island with your tiny wounded body, what will become of you? Can you survive in the outside world?
応援してくれるって言ったよな。
Yeah, I guess I did.
あのな、男なら発言に責任を持てよ。
Alright, I'll make good of my own word and elope with you.
って言ったそばから無責任な発言すんじゃねえ。
She steps at my chest with her fingers, walking along beneath the setting sunset, jumping around with a girl in a high school uniform. It's ever seen like something straight out of a dream, and yet.
帰ったら掃除に晩飯の準備。いつものつまんねえ日常か。帰りたくねえな。
Why are my emotions in such a turmoil? I get the feeling that I'm changing.
つうても、こんな島じゃ寄り道するとこもねえし。
That's why I'm walking along a road of no return. Well, I guess I should get going.
まあ待てって。今日は親父、町内会の会合で帰り遅えんだよ。
So?
ちょっとうち、寄ってけよ。
Why are you blushing? Seriously? What is this?
来つけ本邸。あたしんちだ。
Are you sure it isn't some Yakuza headquarters?
何言ってんだ。どこにでもあるような家じゃねえか。
I know that. I know it's just a slightly larger than average traditional Japanese house. I mean, it looks big. But when I think that this is Karen's house, what's with this intimidating air? It's like some kind of haunted castle. Once you step foot in here, you'll never be seen again. That's the kind of vibe it's giving off. Is there a safe point around here somewhere?
誰もいねえから気使うなって。
I can always save the game.
上がれ上がれ。
Is this a forced event? Forced, I get it, funny. I'm so uncomfortable. Technically, I've already been here, by the way. Yeah, in the previous timeline. In Sarah's route. Yep. I've already been here, so I kind of know what's going on. Because I seen this before. I mean, I don't usually sit Seize style, so my legs went to sleep ages ago.
悪いな、待たせて。麦茶でよかったか？
Sure, that'd be great. Actually, I've been sweating like crazy since I got here.
って何固まってんだよ。足崩せって。
Well, obviously I'm nervous, given the circumstances. I look around the room again. It's an elegantly crafted Japanese-style room suitable for receiving guests. It's not as big as Rine's mansion, but to have a place like this in the center of town is nothing to scoff off at. I see, so this is what it means to be one of the three families. I totally don't belong here, do I? So, what can I do for you?
はあ？要件？
The cooking, cleaning, laundry, I believe I can perform any task to my own personal standards.
いらねえよ、一人でできる。
Regarding the gap in my resume until last week, I lost my memories.
面接とかじゃねえよ。
She plops down onto the floor cross-legged as though she owns the place. Wait, I guess she does. This is Karen's house. I'm getting nervous again.
さっきからどうしたんだよ。あんたがそんなんだと調子狂うじゃねえか。
Yeah, well, I'm freaking out myself. Actually, I'm allergic to the straw and tatami plants.
じゃあ、私の部屋行くか？フローリングに改装してあるんだ。
I love tatami. I love it so much I want to press my cheeks to it and nuzzle it. Have I been found out? I should realize that I'm actually hopeless, naive, and late-blooming loser. Alright. You're gonna have to get serious. Take the lead, Karen.
って呼んどいてあれだけど何すりゃいいのかわかんねえな。
Not you too. Crap, I guess it's up to me to come up with something to talk about. Things like what are the areas of expertise? My areas? Shall we do some homework? What are you, a preschooler?
いやもう頭回んねえよ。まったりしようぜ。
Do you have a TV or something? Karen bites back at yawn as she speaks. No, believe it or not, chilling out is a lot to ask. It's an especially Herculean task to chill out with someone you barely know.
間もない？私とあんたが？
I mean, kind of, I guess. I mean, I have a blank space up until last week. I wouldn't get through the resume screening stages, let alone to an interview.
そういや、そうだったか。
This time she doesn't even try to hold back her huge yawn.
なんか昔から知ってる気がするんだよな。どうしてかな。
Is that so, really? Do I feel familiar? Her voice is trailing off as she looks at me with drowsy eyes. She must be sleepy. It makes sense, she's been working since the early morning and did homework all afternoon. And judging from our earlier conversation, she seems to be doing all the housework here at home as well. Hey, don't you think you're overworking yourself?
ああ、なんか言ったか。
Well, she's gone. She's gone, yeah. Yeah, she's done for cleaning and making dinner, was it? Karen, where's your vacuum cleaner?
掃除機、今は確か。
Why would you have your vacuum in your room? Okay, forget that. How about the kitchen?
廊下の突き当たりを。
Gotcha. Now you sit here and take a nap. I drag myself up on my numb legs. Man, why did I ever bother coming all the way to her house? What, since you're gonna do all the work? Is that what it is? That's exactly what it is.
私、どうしてこんなとこで。
I hope it's because you actually slept on the floor. I don't remember the chair. Yeah, the scenery kind of changed. It's not. I guess it's night already. Oh, so you're awake at last. Karen looks at me, then around the room, and
まずい、もうこんな時間か。
Don't worry, I've cleaned up the kitchen and got dinner on. It should be just about ready. There was a neat note with today's planned menu stuck to the refrigerator, so they should have made the right thing. Although I can't guarantee how it'll taste. I never shelled chestnut before, so my fingers are now destroyed. I don't work for free, so I put it in your tab. You can pay me with this guy.
じゃなくて、この時間になると親父が。
Old man.
なんだ貴様、勝手に人様の家に上がり込んで。
Speak of the devil.
そこを動くなよ。すぐに警察を呼ぶからな。
I was invited here. Wait, hold up, calm down, and take a proper look. It's me.
私は至って冷静だ。ずかずかと家にまで上がり込んで一体何をしていた。
Making chestnut rice?
ふざけるな。
I'm serious, it's a heart attack. Really?
島の風紀を乱すばかりではなく、ついには民家への不法侵入とはな。
That's no way to treat a guest. I'm here at the invitation of your daughter.
娘が誘っただと？そんな見えすぎた嘘をよくも抜けと。
I'm not lying. She was like, my dad's gonna be home late tonight, so why don't you come over for a bit?
何言い出すんだよ、あんたは。
Well, it's true, right?
事実だけど、言い方ってもんがあんだろ。
Why are you so pissed? You're the one who fell asleep as soon as she got here. Got me here.
ね、だけど、ってそれ今言わなくていいだろ。
It was my first time, and there was it was this guy.
何の話だよ。
The chestnuts.
もうわざとだよ。
いいから出て行け。もう二度とうちの敷居をまたぐな。
Why am I the one getting yelled at when I make dinner for both of them? The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. Hey, no way. Unless your little princess here decides to snub me anyway.
カレンもカレンだ。こんな男と付き合うんじゃない。
私は別にこいつとは。
Hey Karen, we did tell him we went on a date recently, so as far as he's concerned, we are...
そういやそうだったか。私が誰と付き合おうと私の勝手だろ。
Hey, I won. There you have it. I hope you can get along, Dad. I clapped him in the shoulder now trembling with rage. Can't argue with that, can you?
私が認めるとでも
Children aren't a parent's property. They're free to do what they want, even without your permission. He knocks my hand away.
古津家の娘にそんな自由はない。
What?
よそ者に何がわかる。私たちが何を守ってきたのか、そのためにどれだけの犠牲を払ってきたのか。
The meteor runs on Karen without giving me time to respond.
カレン、お前だけが勝手を許されると思ったら大間違いだ。
あ？勝手なことばっか言ってんのは親父だろ。
カレン。
Karen shrinks back from his roar. This is nothing. All he's doing is shouting in a loud voice. But I only think of it like that because I don't know him. To Karen, it's not just a loud voice, it's her dad's voice. And the words of her only blood relative.
外の世界に憧れていたと思えば、今度はこんなどこの馬の骨ともわからない男にうつつを抜かして。まったく余計なところばかり母親に似る。
Huh? I tried to break down the mayor's words in my head.
さて、そろそろお引き取り願おうか、刹那君。
Well, at least he called me Setsuna-kun. But my thoughts are interrupted by his next words.
ここから先は家族の問題だ。わかるだろ？
Family.
そうだ。これは私たち家族の話だ。部外者の君に口を出す権限はない。
Family, huh? No, I don't know a thing about family matters. And this bastard saying that like everyone should. Not everyone has a family, you know. What's normal for one person isn't normal for everyone. Damn it! I turned to the bald badger and raised my fist. Right, no one's going to stop me.
なんだ。本当に警察沙汰にしたいのか？
Go ahead and call them if you want. So I'm about to bring my fist down. A small scream reaches my ear. That voice brings me back to my senses. Ugh. I forcefully alter my trajectory. However, I can't rein in the force behind my punch. Crap, I'm going to. Oh, I found some stray hairs. As I go down, I take a few strands of hair left on the bald crown of his head with me. They're already falling out, so no hard feelings, yeah? It's not like they were actually attached or anything. Well, farewell, Karen. See ya tomorrow. I dodge and dash out the speed of light. Unlike before, I've now hardened from my daily manual labor, so there's no way a middle-aged dude is catching with me. Well, that's one way to do things. Gonna die. My heart feels like it's about to burst. I should be safe now. I stop and look behind me, but there's no sign of any pursuers. It seems like I managed to get away with just fine. What a mess. And Karen was just saying how I lost my edge. I'm such an idiot. If she hadn't stopped me back there, who knows what would have happened.
刹那さん、どうされましたか?
Oh wow, Sara, I haven't seen you in a while. Whoa, Sara, it's you. Don't scare me like that.
大丈夫ですか? なんだか汗びっしょりですけど.
Am I? You see, I was running and my pound is starting like... Never mind, I'm sure I'll recover if I just rest for a moment. What about you, Sara? What are you doing all the way out here?
こんなところってうちの神社のすぐ下ですけど。
Oh, didn't realize I run that so far.
私は買い出しの帰りです。
She holds up the plastic bags in both of her hands to show me. Right, she lives alone. Look, those look heavy. Here, give me one and I'll carry it for you.
どういう魂胆ですか?
I'm just being nice. It hurts to hear the same thing the mayor said coming from you. I take the bag from her almost forcefully, then turn towards the stone steps.
もしかしてクルツ町長と会われてたんですか?
More like had a run with thinking about it is pissing me off again. The old bastard. My fists clench reflexively. I've still got one of his hairs. On me, gross.
やはりせつなさんもあの人のことがお嫌いですか?
You don't like him?
はい、大嫌いです。
Wow. Oh, we're in agreement. I feel better if I could just give him a good wallop, but it wouldn't do me any good to get a criminal record. How can I knock the guy down a peg? As I'm ruminating on the possibility, Sada smiles beside me.
それでは荷物を運んでいただいたお礼にいいことをお教えしましょう。
How to take down the mayor? Oh. Wait, don't tell me it's the chicken again. Please, no. No more of that. I already suffered from that a while back. So he's screaming, right? How did I get roped into a midnight cursing ceremony?
まだまだ気合が足りません。もっと鬼のような形相で。
Oh, so that's what I'm saying? Kiai? I nailed the straws figgy. Continue to make your ears to the tree with the long spike. Oh, so that's what's happening. I never expected to end up doing this myself.
気持ちが伝わってきませんよ。もっと恨みを込めて。
Bring down the baldy, bring down the baldy. Is he trying to curse him or something?
そうそう、いい感じです。次はもう少し陰湿に行ってみましょうか。
Wait, but you seem to have the more spike though, not me. You go ahead. You're thinking of grabbing more power by putting the moves on Kuan? I hope she dumps you hard. Tear off, tear off, tear all off. And this is just turning into my venting my anger. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
十分でしょう。ただし、わら人形は必ず明日回収してください。
Efigi? Is that how you call it? Efigi? This is a lot of effort.
怠れば、呪いは術者に跳ね返ってきますよ。
Which is you.
私も今朝、回収が遅れたせいで少々首が。
Yeah, don't joke like that, Nick. Hey, don't tell me the target of the curse was.
はい、せつなさんですが。
That was what you're doing? It could have been a coincidence, but I'll definitely come by and get the figgy tomorrow. After all, I don't want to end up like bald or broken, do I?
それにしても、せつなさんは筋がいいですね。必ずや望みは叶えられるでしょう。
It's nice of you to say so, but I'm not so sure.
島人の心の救済が私の仕事ですから。
The Islanders, huh? Sarah's counting on me as one of them? Or maybe she just sympathizes with me as a fellow loner?
それで、一体何があったのですか?
Salvation of the soul, I see.
お姉ちゃんに誘われて家に?
Wait, that's the first thing that came to your mind? What? You're not worried about the other stuff? No, that's not the point here. We didn't do anything.
5本、失礼しました。つい市場を挟んでしまいました。
It's kind of shameful to saddle on a younger girl with my problems, but I'll take her up on her offer and learn from her wisdom. Hey, why do Karen and her father have such a bad relationship? When they're around one another, all they do is argue. Although I'm generally the cause of those fights.
昔はああではなかったんですけどね。
Before? Does she mean before I came to the island, or...?
母親が島を去ってからですね。二人の関係がこじれてきたのは。
I thought so.
クルツ夏美。私の母の友人でした。
Natsumi, is that Karen's mother? Not. Okay.
私もよくお会いしていました。と言っても、当時はまだ小さかったので記憶は曖昧なのですが、大きなポケットにいつもお菓子を入れていて、会うたびにくれたことだけは覚えています。どんなお菓子でも言えば必ず出てくるんです。
Huh, like Karen's description, she sounds lovely.
それでも子供には怖がられていましたけどね。少々荒っぽい口調の方でしたので。
Like, can't imagine. I can kind of imagine it, but she has some sort of coarse manner of speaking as Scotland. Rather, it is that Karen takes after her mother. Is it because of her mother that Karen is so dead, set on getting off the island?
間違ってはいないと思いますよ。女の子というのは母に憧れて育つものですから。
Sounds like she's speaking from experience. She lost her own mother at around the same time as Karen. The difference being that one of them is still alive while the other is dead.
ただ、クルツ町長との不仲の理由はおそらく別でしょう。
Like what?
俗に言う反抗期というものかと。
It can be something as simple as that.
本当の理由とは案外単純だったりするんですよ。
Perhaps admiration of her mother and resistance to her father's ways. Are those two things really what's motivating Karen right now?
せつなさんを家に招いたのも父親に対する反抗の一つでしょう。
The mayor hates me. By bringing me around, she was attempting a small rebellion against her father.
それ以上の意図はないと思われます。
Yeah, I see. Yeah, of course.
ないといいのですが。正確なところは分かりかねます。私は反抗期というものに縁がなかったもので。
Me neither. I don't have any memory of my parents, and I don't know whether or not they're alive. No, I don't even know if they existed in the first place. Maybe impossible for me to comprehend that intricacies of a parent-child relationship. Is there anything I can do?
なぜせつなさんは何かをしようと考えるのですか？
What do I hadn't even considered that question. No, the reason is probably so simple that there's no need to think about it. If you see two people fighting in front of you, isn't it natural to think someone should stop them? I mean, the ship has sailed and I'm already aboard. I can't go back now.
その船がどこに向かうのかも知らずに乗り込むのですか？
Huh? What's this? Is she blaming me?
確かに今、あの親子は問題を抱えています。ですが、問題を抱えているのが正しい家庭のあり方ではないかとも私は思うんです。
Apparently she has problems.
問題を乗り越えることで人は大人になっていきます。
I mean, that's true. But there are, like, I don't know, balances? Not, of course, there's rarely such a thing as having the perfect life. Yeah, there's always going to be arguments and other stuff. But at least from my point of view, I guess, it seems like Karen and her father just don't get along regardless. It's like they don't even have any, I don't know, how would you call it, like an agreement? Like good times, I guess that's what it is. It's mostly just so much resentment between them. I mean, at least that's what I see.
私たち部外者のするべきことは静かに見守ることであって逃げ道を作ることではないと思います。
What Sarah's saying is a little too complex for me to fully understand, but I think I know where she's getting at. In other words, you're saying I should do nothing.
はい。それがお姉ちゃんのためかと。
We all carry our own issues around with us. Still, we grow by moving forward on our own 2 feet. If we try to carry someone else's baggage, even if it's with the best intentions, it amounts to little more than theft. In the end, that doesn't really help anyone. But to me, it doesn't sound like such a general advice. Sounds like I'm being told to stay away from carrying it honestly. In fact, to put it bluntly, it seems like Sarah herself is blocking me from getting involved. You're right, I'm sure it's just like you say. Whatever are the circumstances, I'm being oddly cautious. The fact is, earlier I got so carried away that I raised my hand to Karen's father. That was clearly an indiscretion of my part. I stuck my nose into something I shouldn't have. Thanks, Sarah. I feel a little better now.
いえ、それが私の役目ですから。まだまだ未熟ですが、お力になれたのなら何よりです。
Don't be so humble. You'll make a wonderful priest someday.
せめてシスターと言ってください。
After chatting a little longer with Sarah, I leave the shrine behind. As well as my lips being unburdened, I feel like my steps are lighter than when I arrived. I mean, you were carrying a bag, so maybe that's why. The only thing that's bothering me is that what Sarah said as I was leaving.
今度はぜひ誰かのことではなく、ご自分のことで相談にいらしてくださいね。
Oh. Myself, huh? We all carry our own issues around with us. But what about me? I have no past behind me, both my hands are completely empty. So what should I use these hands for? Should I just stand around, twiddling my thumbs? No, surely not. If I find someone who's come to a standstill, I'll fully lend them a hand. It should be someone who's carrying a burden heavy enough to crush them, or someone so weak they can't move forward on their own. But isn't that exactly the hypocrisy Sarah pointed out to me? Aren't I just enamored by the archetype of a hero who finds a person in need, saves them, and receives their gratitude? But then, how long will I remain empty-handed? Will these hands of mine remain unfilled forever? Oof. Deep. Oh, I'm guessing you're having a dream again. Yeah. Indeed, you're having a dream. And this is where I'm going to stop. Yes. I wonder how long is it going to take for me to make the next episode? Another 5 to 6 months? Who knows? It is what it is, I guess. But interesting. I mean, I do remember what was going on before. Yeah, at least the major events of it. So, yeah. Even though it's been 5 months, I do remember a few things here and there. Maybe because I haven't really touched any other games, so I don't have to necessarily forget that easily, even though it's been close to 6 months. But well, hopefully I'm able to play this game sooner, a lot sooner than 5 months for sure. Hopefully at least finish this Karen's arc before the end of the year for sure. And at least try to finish the other games too as well. The arcs as well. The routes, my bad. The routes, yeah. Well, anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far into the video, leave a like, leave a comment if you would like as well, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next one.